The scariest voices in horror are not men. Now, before you react, I'm not saying that men do not write good horror. In fact, if you want to know some of my favorite, just leave a comment below. But currently, women are doing it so well. Botanical horrors, we've got monsters, we've got haunted house, historical, grief, and feminine rage. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Naomi from The Mixed Up Desk on all social media. I'm a book lover and acquiring editor at Bougie Books with Bindery Books, publishing stories that haunt and heal. And today we're going to be shining the light on female horror authors who need to be on your radar, they need to be on your TBR, you need to move them to your top of your TBR because these are books that you're not going to be able to put down. These authors will end up on your auto buy list. If you love books that keep you up at night and you're looking for your next read that is going to blow your mind, this video is for you. These authors are telling some of the most unforgettable, scary stories. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start with Tatiana Schlote Bonne because her upcoming release is being released from my imprint. Let's talk a little bit about her backlog of books. Her first book, Such Lovely Skin, is a YA doppelganger story. Viv is a Twitch streamer and her little sister dies and she feels deeply responsible for that. She was taking care of her at the time that she died. No one, including her parents, know the full truth of what happened that night. She's trying to make all of this money by Twitch streaming. I'm not a Twitch streamer. I don't even understand how that works. I'm an elderly person, okay? But apparently you can make money doing it. And so that's what she's trying to do. And she's trying to give money to her parents to sort of absolve herself from the guilt that she feels from the death of her little sister. She's playing a video game and the video game asks her to confess a secret. And so this feels easy. She tells the video game the truth about what happened that night. And now she's invited a demon into her life. This demon becomes her mimic and is intent on ruining her freaking life. This is a fast-paced, intense horror that centers grief. It reads like a video game. It's very fast-paced. I could not put this one down. Her next book, The Mean Ones, is an adult horror that's definitely a good for her horror. And I love a good for her horror. Story follows Sadie, who hears dead animals and she has this man's voice in her head and like, ew, gross, get out of there. You know what I mean? When she was younger and at camp, she watched her best friends get murdered. And now she's older and her boyfriend, who I don't like, wants to go back to the woods. And she is very insistent on like, hey, this is just the one thing that I don't want to do. And then he makes a couple's getaway. Why would you do that, bro? This is a folk culty horror, campy horror, but not like camp. It's campy because it takes place at a camp. You know what I mean? And I love this story because we start off the story and it reads really young, even though she's a grown woman, because she has been beaten down her entire life and she has like no self-esteem. Like she gets everything from this man that she is with. So it's a pleasure to watch her sort of grow into her own. And then the ending, perfection. And then the book that is coming out from my publishing imprint with Bindery is What Feeds Below. This is a YA horror fantasy for fans of the movies Annihilation and The Descent. This story follows two teen girls who are orphaned. They live on the edge of town, and to make money, they give tours of this cave to rich tourists who are seeking treasure. And the cave has multiple layers, and different things exist on every layer, including a bar if you like to party, but also things like quicksand and monsters, like scary monsters, botanical monsters, if you will. There's botanical horror, there's mushroom horror, there's quicksand. It's such a unique setting and it's very fast paced. It also reads like a video game. If you love anime, I think you would really like this. I am telling people that people who love Dungeon Crawler Carl will really like this. And then people who actually did not like that book will also like this. At the end of the day, this is a story about friendship. It's a story about who you become in the dark. It's a story about what you would do to survive. Out October 6th, and you can pre-order it right now and help this little indie book become a bestseller, because why not? Because women deserve it. Next on the list is Isabel Canas, and she is easily one of my favorite horror authors because she mixes genre so well. There's a little bit of horror, there's a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of historical, and those are like my top 3. Starting with The Hacienda, this is a gothic horror. It's been comped to Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca. I liked Mexican Gothic okay, but I think the comp to Rebecca turned me off from it. Rebecca is one of my favorite books. I just think it's done so well. And I don't think that Mexican Gothic quite hit that note for me, but The Hacienda definitely hits both Mexican Gothic and Rebecca in a way that I really appreciate. Supernatural novel set right after the Mexican War of Independence. Our main character's family has been executed. Her house has been destroyed. She's got nothing. And so when you've got nothing, you really become desperate. And she meets a man, and the man has a lot. He has wealth. He has a house. And she's like, okay. And so they get married, and she moves into this house. And the house is very isolated. And she's not his first wife. You see, he had a wife before, and there are rumors about what happened to that wife, and none of them are good. None of them are good. But she wants to start a new life, so she's accepted this man's proposal in spite of all of that. Moves out to the estate in the countryside, but the hacienda is not what she expected. Her husband's own sister refuses to enter the house at night. The cook is doing some sort of witchcraft. Something is clearly, obviously going on. And then she meets a hot priest. One of the hottest priests I've ever read. And he's also a witch. So they're going to fight these ghosts together. Things get a little steamy. This is a story about power, class, racism, colorism, misogyny, colonialism, grief. It's hauntingly beautiful, beautiful turn of phrase, atmospheric, creepy. And I love a book where the house is a character in the book. My favorite, let me know what your favorites are below. Okay, next up is Vampires of El Norte, which is a horror book, but may also be my favorite romance book of all time. It's historical, it's romantic, it's horrific. We've got Nina, a rancher's daughter. We've got Nestor, a vaquero. Vaquero. That sounded really white. I'm so sorry. A cowboy. So they're best friends, and then they get separated. Nina gets attacked. It's a very traumatic, supernatural encounter, right? And then he goes away, and she believes he's dead. Because why the hell would you leave? Why'd you just leave like that? So then in 1846, the U.S. attacks Mexico, and they're brought back together again. Nina is a healer. Nestor is a fighter. He's fighting with the cavalry. Violence all around them. Human violence and supernatural violence. This book tackles oppression, colonialism, classism. It's atmospheric. It's dark. I think with all of Isabel Canas' books, really, there is not a word that is wasted. The third book, Possession of Albadias. This is probably my least favorite, though I still really, really enjoyed it. I say there was a hot priest in this book. Is there a priest in this book? There's a priest in this book. Is there a priest in this book? I don't remember. This is a gothic historical about a demonic presence in a silver mine. Alba and her family flee to avoid the plague to her fiance's mind, which is very isolated. Alba starts having these hallucinations. She's sleepwalking. She's having convulsions. There is something wrong. Her husband's cousin, he's here to make his fortune, and he is witnessing her being weird. He's noticing her deterioration. Gorgeous prose, supernatural and seductive. I think I made a video talking about the possession of Albadias and said there was a hot priest. Why would I do that? God, you dummy. Hot priest. There's no priest in that book. Now we're going to talk about Monika Kim. Feminine horror, feminine rage horror, good for her horror, my favorite. So we're going to start off with The Eyes Are the Best part. It's a Korean-American psychological horror about the making of a female serial killer. Ji-won's father has had an affair. Her mother is not doing well. Her younger sister is not adjusting to any of this. Ji-won is now in college. She's failing. Her mom gets a new boyfriend who is a major loser with a fetish for Asian women. Victims start turning up. One is hungry, and well, things start to get a little out of control. The body horror in this book is unmatched. The title of the book should give you a hint, okay? This is a book that's going to stick with you. It's an unput-downable, good for her, feminine rage horror. Needs to be on everyone's shelves. Much like her second book, Molka. So Molka is the Korean term for spy cameras. Are illegally installed, meant to catch some voyeuristic moments. Our main character, Dai, ends up in a relationship with a very good looking, very wealthy, successful multimillionaire. And a video of them doing the do gets released. And, well, yeah. And then on the other side of that, what is also happening is she has this really unattractive, dorky coworker who is filming her in the bathroom. So you've got the rich dudes acting like little pieces of poop. And then you've got the poor dudes doing the same thing. All of the men in this book are not shit. So she's going through a lot, and she is going to get her vengeance. This book is going to enrage you, and then you are going to be rooting for every single man to get his just desserts. It's heartbreaking. It's horrific. It is filled with social commentary. You are going to be uncomfortable. If you want to support my community-funded publishing imprint, you can become a member of my Bindery. I will link it below. You can, of course, join for free. We do have a reader community and Discord where we talk all things books in every genre. And you can also become a paid member, and paid members get advanced copies of the books that we're publishing. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. I will see you next time.